Hey guys, Zach Barton here with Realty Texas. I have got maybe one of the hot spots to invest here in the Austin area. It's certainly an area that I've been looking at for a while now for my clients as well as myself as far as investment opportunities go. A couple months back, we did a video about the new projects that's coming to Riverside. If you're unfamiliar with the Austin area, that's basically just southeast of it's directly south of the river, and on the east side of 35. They're building a huge multi-use area, so it's going to have residential, retail, and office space out there. I forget exactly how many acres it was, but I want to say it was around it was probably, I don't want to speculate. I think it was like 10, 15 acres that they're dealing with out there. So a pretty big swath of land right along the riverfront. They're going to build some pretty beautiful properties out there. So that's one area. This is actually a secondary area that's pretty close by to that location that I really wanted to bring to everybody's attention. Whether you're thinking about buying a condo in Austin, this may be a great opportunity. It's going to be a couple years before they're ready to go. But there's going to be those options there, as well as another mixed-use development that's happening. And more so, Endeavor, that's the company that's involved in this real estate transaction, they just got the okay from the city council to build the tallest building in East Austin. Up to 120 feet actually, so 10 to 12 stories tall, as well as a lot of mixed-use area around there. It won't just be a condo building. It's going to be the condo building with office space, with retail, shopping, even a hotel, it says here in this article. I'm going to show it to you guys on the map in case you're curious, of course, but really, this whole area between this development and the one on Riverside that I'm talking about, that whole southeast portion of Austin, just south of the river, may be a spot that you want to consider looking into investing in or purchasing. Of course, if you're buying your first home and you want some really good potential for appreciation in that property, that's what we all look for. This whole little section of Austin is definitely worth taking a look at. So again, Endeavor gains okay to erect the tallest building in Far East Austin. A lot of people are super excited about it, of course, myself included, but there are some environmental concerns. It's built right next to the river is where it's coming. So there are concerns in that regard that do still have to be fleshed out. But let's jump right into it. So Endeavor Real Estate Group, LLC, plans to transform East Austin Dairy Plant. It's the, what is it? The Borden, I think? Yeah, Borden Dairy Company. I'm sure you're all familiar with them. They big-time milk producers here in the area in Central Texas. But they got their approval on July 20th from the city council. This was the third vote on it. So it's pushed through city council at this point to redevelop this land. It's a 21-acre lot that's currently occupied by Borden Dairy, and they're trying to purchase it for, I think, about $14 million is what it says further in the article. But with this development approval, they will be allowed to build a mixed-use district with 1,400 residential units. That's awesome. I think that's mostly going to be condos. It's not very specific here, but I'm pretty sure those are mostly condos, maybe townhomes. 400,000 square feet of office space. Kind of curious there. Office is not doing nearly as well here in the Central Texas area, or really nationally at the current time. So that's definitely a play for the future that they're thinking about there. And 100,000 feet of retail space with a 220-room hotel next to Cesar Chavez, so pretty close to the airport. If you're flying in, be a quick little 5-10 minute drive down to the airport or to your hotel there. So let's see, with a new maximum building height of 120 feet, 10 to 12 stories, taller than any other building in the area, and it's largely residential. So this is where it's at right here, and this is what I wanted to show you guys on the map. So that Riverside, it's Lakeshore, I've been saying Riverside, my apologies. The Lakeshore project that I was talking about is right here. And so I did a video on that a few months back, and just talking to my investors and anybody that, again, is just thinking about purchasing for yourself, but you want a lot of appreciation potential there. This is where they're doing that massive, again, I want to say 10, maybe 14 acre development down here, mixed use as well. And then now this one has just been approved over here. So it's actually on the north side of the river, so my apologies there. But this whole section is what I'm really keeping an eye on here in the Austin area. In between 183 and 35, and then on the east side, and then south of Cesar Chavez, and I think that is that 7th Street right there that you're seeing. So that whole section right here, if you're thinking about investing in the Austin area, definitely worth your time to consider these neighborhoods if you're trying to buy residential property. Just around here, basically, Old Wharf, Montopolis, Pleasant Valley, lots. If you're smack dab right here in between Pleasant Valley and or you're in Pleasant Valley, you're buying right there, right next to the Lakeshore development, right next to this new Endeavor development that's going up. It could be a very, very good appreciation for you in the long term here, especially because both of these projects are going to take another decade to complete. So you've got a lot of time to get into these areas, and real estate's a long-term game. If you hold that thing for 10, 20 years, 10, maybe even 15 years, there's gonna, Austin's already appreciating like crazy. I would wager that these are gonna appreciate a little bit faster than what we're seeing on average in the area. So something to pay very close attention to. Some of the sentiment that they're getting from it, the council member, I think it's a great project. It's gonna bring a good new place for folks on the east side. Some remain skeptical. The two biggest skepticalities, I guess, I don't know if that's how you say it, but the two things that people are most skeptical about is, one, you're building a giant building, potentially a 12-story building in a residential area, currently a residential area. So, I mean, you can imagine if right now you don't have anybody in your backyard, and next thing you know, there's a 12-story condo unit going up behind you. You could see how that would give some people in the neighborhood pause and concern. The good thing is it's going to be very high quality. They're going to be building that hotel there. There's going to be a lot of retail space. So while it will maybe be an eyesore for some people, it's also going to bring a lot of jobs to the area. It's going to bring a lot of income to the area, and it's going to bring a lot of stuff to do. Though, being right here near East Austin, there's already quite a bit of stuff to do down there. But it'll kind of drag it out a little bit further east, which would be great for the people that are further east. And you can see how close they are to the airport. I mean, there's the airport right there. You're a stone's throw away. So that's one of the biggies, is that you're building this giant area, building out this giant mixed-use area in a huge building in a residential area. So understandably, that's going to cause some of the residents around there some concern. And then environmental issues is the other big one. So you can see here, let me zoom in a little bit. See if I can find the river. The river is right here. And so right now, I think there's a 60-foot setback, and there's actually a trail that runs along here. Everybody loves the Lady Bird Lake Trail. There's a 60-foot setback from the river, and Endeavor, the company that is working on this development, has said that they would consider pushing that easement or that setback even further from the river. So that's a good thing. But that is a concern for a lot of folks out there, especially on the environmental side, that you're going to have all this development happening that close to the river, which is a main source of water in the Austin area. But anyways, something to pay close attention to really watch. Let me see if there's anything else in here. There's that 75-foot buffer that they're willing to consider. But it's been sitting on file. You can see here, they've been trying to push this through for about a year now, because they are getting pushback from those two groups, the residents and then the environmental concerns. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it plays out. Waterfront overlay, so that's when they implemented it. You can see here, I'm excited for this development. I'm excited for change. I'm excited to see what the parking lot turns into. Taking an industrial site and turning it into a mixed-use development for people to live, work, and play. That's the kind of development that has its own community benefits. So I am inclined to agree. There definitely are some concerns that need to be addressed with this project, but at the end of the day, this is going to be a big boom for people in that area. It's going to raise property values, increasing people's net worth. If you're an investor in the area, it's definitely going to help the performance of your investments. So it is something definitely worth watching and keeping a close eye on. Again, if you have any questions, if you're thinking about moving to the Austin area and you're trying to see, hey, where should I go? Where's the best place to park my life and maybe my investment cash? This whole little section right here, again, between 35 and 183 on the south end of Austin, definitely worth paying close attention to and considering. There's already, the one thing that's cool about this area is property values are a little bit lower than the average in the Austin area. We sell properties in this area for anywhere from like $350,000 to $500,000. The Austin average, the median price is $550,000. So if you can come in here and get yourself a property for $350,000, maybe $400,000, and just kind of sit on it and wait, whether you're living there or it's an investment, you buy low, sell high, or hold until it's really high. this could be a good area for it. So as always, feel free to reach out. Give me a call, shoot me a text, DM me, email me, however you like to reach out to people. I am available, and I would love to share some more information on this with you and maybe get you a home in this area. Talk to you guys soon.